Harry Potter is a 7-book series. The books contain adventure, mystery, and romance. The story revolves around a young wizard, Harry, and his two best friends. Although it seems like much longer, America has only been Harry Potter conscious for about 12 years. In that short amount of time, the phenomenon of Harry Potter has taken the nation by storm. The purpose of this analysis is to describe the cultural effects Harry Potter has had on the world through J.K. Rowling's journey of writing and publication of the books and the world's reaction. J.K. Rowling thought up the story of Harry Potter in 1990 on a train ride to London. She envisioned a scrawny, dark-haired boy with glasses, green eyes, and a lightning-shaped scar across his forehead. Rowling later said, "It was the greatest stroke of inspiration I've ever had in my life." Although there is an abundance of Harry Potter fans around the world, there are also those who are against Harry Potter. They claim that J.K. Rowling is trying to corrupt the youth of the world by teaching Satanism, dark magic, and creating a false prophet. Some even believe that Satan is behind the Harry Potter books. The investigation of J.K. Rowling's journey of her writing and the publication of the 7-book series and the worldwide reaction will be analyzed. We will look into the phenomenon that is Harry Potter and his wizarding world, and also examine how culture has been affected by the presence of the stories. The publication of Harry Potter does not have a typical publication story. Before Bloomsbury snatched up the publication rights, the manuscript was rejected by 12 other publishers. As the book gained popularity in England, U.S. publishing companies took note, and the book was quickly picked up 3 days after its publication in the U.K. and published by Scholastic for the U.S. audience. One change was made for the new audience: the book's title. The first book was originally titled Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, but was renamed Sorcerer's Stone for the U.S. markets. Just as in England, the sales in the U.S. took off. As the press played up the Cinderella story, J.K. Rowling practically became famous overnight as a single mother who rose from poverty to get an unheard-of book deal. Throughout the following summer of its release, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone moved up the bestsellers list in Britain. Critics gave it high marks, and in 1997, it received the Smarties Prize for Outstanding Children's Literature. 1 year after its publication, the first book sold 70,000 copies. Just as the first book was a hit, the next 6 were just as big, if not bigger. All 7 of the books have been number 1 on USA Today's best-selling books list. The New York Times even created a new bestsellers category, Children's Bestseller. Overall, the public's reaction to the Harry Potter books was very positive. As the series gained popularity, people that did not speak English wanted to embrace the magic of the books. The books were translated into 70 languages and sold in over 70 countries. Like all writers, Rowling has been influenced by her own experiences and includes them in her writing. Whether on purpose or an accident, like many other stories including Star Wars and The Lord of the Rings, Rowling's Harry Potter has made use of many archetypes, from both fantasy and children's literature. Archetypes are present in fiction and create satisfying stories that have mass appeal because they are things that everyone is familiar with. For instance, the Harry Potter story could be matched up to the pattern of the Paschal mystery of the Bible: suffering, death, and resurrection. Harry suffers under Voldemort, then sacrifices himself and surrenders to Voldemort, symbolizing death, but comes back, kills Voldemort, and saves everyone. The pattern is repeated over and over again throughout the books on a smaller scale. With the media overload of news regarding J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter fantasy, people in the movie industry became interested in the story as a potential money-making franchise. The thought was that with all the attention of the books in the media, people must really enjoy the stories. It wasn't long before Warner Brothers picked up the rights to produce the Harry Potter movies. As each installment of the movies came out, box office movie records were broke. In 2004, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban came to theaters, broke records, and by the time it came out on DVD, brought in about $250 million. After the release of all the movies, the total movie sale was about $7 billion. The books totaled about $8 billion, DVD sales totaled about $1 billion, movie rentals totaled about 6 million, and toy sales totaled about 7 billion, for a grand total of about $25 billion. If a general Harry Potter reference is made, most likely any person will understand it. This is because Harry Potter has been integrated into our society. As the books were coming out, the topic of Harry Potter became so popular, the blogging activity on the internet exploded with Harry Potter. Even at a time when George W. Bush was huge in the media with the war in Iraq, Harry Potter book releases took precedence in talk on the web. In response to the books and movies, fans have created cartoon versions of the characters. Harry Potter apparel is sold worldwide. There are websites dedicated to providing additional information on the books to fans. The popularity grew to the point that Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida, created a theme park that mimics the magical world of Harry Potter, and people from all over the world traveled to see it. But why has Harry Potter gained so much popularity? It may be accredited to when the Harry Potter series was first introduced to the world, the target audience was children around age 11, the same age as Harry Potter when the story begins. By the time the next book came out, the children reading the books had aged at the same pace. The books took a total of 9 years to be released. If the same group that started reading the books when they were 11 continued to read them as they were released, they essentially grew up right alongside the characters in the books. Also, as the story continues into later books, the story becomes progressively darker and more complex, keeping up with the aging audience's reading level. The increased complexity of the story also grabbed the attention of an older audience, furthermore increasing the overall popularity of the series. The observations presented in the research suggest that the Harry Potter phenomenon has been integrated into the world's culture. The series took all the bestsellers lists by storm and broke record after record in the box office. The topic even generated more discussion in blogs than real-life topics in the media. The findings propose that markets a majority of cultures and countries around the globe, thus culture in general, have been affected by the stories. Children essentially grew up with Harry Potter, and as the story continued to become more complex, adults became interested as well, both greatly contributing to the popularity of the series. As time goes on, further research can be conducted by taking into consideration statistics of book, movie, games, and toy sales, and analyzing the trends of popularity among different age groups. The Harry Potter series has had an incredible journey that has influenced millions along the way. It has inspired a generation to pick up books and read for fun. The impact it had and continues to have is evident in the magic that has flowed outward into culture through films, toys, websites, and even a theme park. Culture as a whole has been influenced by the scrawny, dark-haired, glasses-wearing boy with a lightning scar who grew up to be a hero.